Hi, my name is Dr. Judith McDonald, and today we're going to explore a question, whether crowns sink or float. So let's get started with today's experiment. What we have here is a box of Crayola crayons, a bowl of water that's about at room temperature, and then over here I've removed the paper from the crayons so that it won't influence our sinking or floating. So let's get started. I want you to think for just a minute, do crowns sink or float? What do you think? Make a prediction. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with the blue crayon. What do you think? Is blue going to sink or float? Make a prediction. Oh, that one sank. Well, we have many other colors, so let's give it a try with a different color. Let's try yellow now. And let's see. Go ahead and make a prediction. See if you can decide whether this is going to sink or float. Ooh, that one sank too. Let's try red. Make a prediction. Oh, interesting. The red one floated. How about green? What do you think? Is that going to be any different? Let's give it a try. Make that prediction. Red and green seem to float. Now we have black and white left. So in your mind, go ahead and decide which one's going to sink and which one's going to float. Or will they both float or will they both sink? Let's go ahead and try white first. Okay? And let's see. Oh, interesting. It sank. Were you right? How about our black one? Let's give that a shot. Any ideas? Go ahead now. Think for just a minute. What's happening? All right, let's take them out and let's review again. Let's try this just one more time. Now, if you remember, the white, the yellow, and the blue one were at the bottom. The red, the black, and the green were floating. Let's go ahead and try this experiment one more time. Let's try the white. What happened last time? You're right, it did. It sank. Ooh, what's happening now? Kind of interesting. All right, let's try the red. It was floating last time. Is it going to float again? No. Interesting. Okay, let's try blue. What's happening here? Oh, it floated for just a minute and then it sank. How about green? Green was floating last time, but will it float again? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, now we have our black and our yellow left. Our yellow actually sank last time and our black floated. Let's see if that holds true again this time. All right. Have you made any conclusions yet as to whether crowns sink or float? Here's what I want you to do this time. I want you to watch very closely, and we're going to have the camera zoom in on what I'm doing. Okay? I'm going to take the white one, and we're going to get real close and watch what I'm doing. Watch very closely. I'll try to do it slowly. Okay. Let me show you that one more time, very closely. All right, let me show you one a little bit differently, very closely. Now watch. One more time. What was different? Okay, see if you can't think on your own for just a minute. What was different? How did I do it differently? All right, let me show you what happened here. Some of you probably think it had to do with the color of the crayons. And maybe that's what you were originally thinking. A lot of people do. If you thought that, you're not alone. But let's take a look at this. Let's take this red crayon. Now, it's got a lot of area this way, doesn't it? So, if we set it down very, very slowly and have all the length of the crown hit the water at the same time, you have a lot of surface area for it to float on. But on the same notion, if I take this and I just put one small portion and try to get it to float, it won't, will it? It sinks. So, can you now answer? Do crayons sink or float? Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. And the whole reason is surface tension and the way that you put those crayons in. So, what I've demonstrated here is a descrepant event. Remember, this is what happens when we want to introduce a topic, perhaps surface tension in this case, and what we're doing is we're trying to cause a disruption or a disequilibrium in the thinking of our students. So this is one way to do it. Some of them are going to have one idea, it sinks. The others are going to have another idea that it floats. So what we're going to try to do is disrupt their thinking and do it a couple of different ways with what we call a descrepant event. Hopefully this is the first of many videos by Dr. Judith McDonald. I'm a science teacher over at Belmont Abbey College, and I also teach elementary science method students. So stay tuned, maybe there'll be more.